Scene 1, The Pedagogical Nightmare of Spectroscopy. For generations of chemistry and physics students, determining the Russell-Saunders terms of equivalent electrons has been an absolute nightmare. Standard textbook methods, whether they rely on massive tables or tedious ladder operators, are so complicated that they overwhelm undergraduates and are completely pushed to the margins of spectroscopy. In 2012, we developed a method so elegant, so mathematically complete, that it automatically excludes physically forbidden microstates with zero complex calculations. But when we submitted it, it was immediately rejected. Let's find out why. Scene 2, The Spin Partitioning Masterpiece. In 2010, we published an article in the Journal of Chemical Education, extending the direct product representation of molecular spectroscopy to spherical atomic symmetry. It was an excellent work. But our ultimate, most satisfying masterpiece came in 2012, published in the Chemical Educator. Instead of treating all equivalent electrons in a single massive pool, we partitioned them into separate spin groups, alpha spins and beta spins. By doing this, we automatically rule out all the physically impossible microstates. The direct product of these spin-partitioned groups yields the exact, allowed Russell-Saunders terms in seconds, with absolutely no tables required. It is pure, self-consistent physical logic. Scene 3, Too complex for undergraduates. When we submitted this masterpiece to the Journal of Chemical Education, the editor rejected it almost instantly. The official excuse? It is too complex for undergraduate students. In reality, the editors and reviewers had absolutely no interest in spending the mental effort required to read the manuscript or follow its logical derivations. They saw a manuscript dealing with mathematical group theory and atomic terms, and in their lazy minds, they dismissed it as complex, dry structure physics with zero practical significance. They wanted simple, colorful laboratory experiments, not rigorous physical theory. Scene 4, Theory versus Sci-Alchemy. Despite this rejection, education journals like the Journal of Chemical Education and the American Journal of Physics actually publish many classic works. Why? Because they are educational journals, they are forced to respect theory and pedagogical logic. Let's be completely honest, the only scientific works of permanent, genuine value are those that are worthy of entering standard textbooks to be compared with classic physical theories. During the 1950s to 70s, JCS published monumental, theoretical breakthroughs like frontier molecular orbitals. But today? Almost every post-2010 modern SCI paper you read is a piece of flooded garbage. They use hyper-expensive automated instruments, TEM, XPS, DFT, to produce a massive pile of raw empirical data, weave it into an entertaining story, and call it a breakthrough. But once you finish reading, your fundamental theoretical understanding of nature is improved by exactly zero. It's just a high-tech alchemical record log. Scene 5, The Nostalgia Paradox and Imperial Decay. Here lies the ultimate question. In a world of endless technological progress, why does the scientific community need to long for the past? Why does the present is worse than the past feel so real? In Chinese imperial history, nostalgia, longing for the ancient golden era, was always the dominant intellectual theme. The reason is simple: centralized monopolies are governed not by linear progress, but by the strict, inescapable cycle of rise, prosperity, bureaucratic corruption, and final collapse. The modern scientific peer review guild is not an open, self-correcting market of ideas. It is a highly centralized, top-down bureaucratic monopoly, with no essential difference from the ancient imperial systems of China. At its initial state, a system is lean, merit-driven, and focused purely on truth. But as power consolidates, academic barons build impenetrable cartels, trade citations like feudal currency, and let their offspring inherit prestige. To maintain their massive state grants, they must flood the archive with automated, instrument-driven alchemical garbage. Our nostalgia is not a delusion, it is a mathematically rigorous recognition of the high-integrity initial state of a centralized system before it entered its late-stage decay. Scene 6, The Final Verdict of Reality. Peer review can be manipulated. Lazy editors can reject elegant papers. but they can never manipulate or bribe objective reality. A fabricated material will never behave as their stories claim. And our spin partitioning method remains mathematically and physically unassailable, proving that true scientific progress belongs to the theoretical purists who dare to simplify nature's laws. Read the 2012 Chemical Educator paper. Master the spin partitioning method. Let's return science to its empirical and logical roots, and let history deliver the final verdict on this era of alchemical garbage. See you in the next lecture.